Global warming goddess Greta Thunberg has lost her cuteness now she's 20. Maybe to compensate, it's become even more politically radical. In fact, so radical that at a climate rally in Amsterdam on the weekend, one man in the crowd lost it when she turned it into a rally for Palestinians in Gaza.
We have not been listening. The people in power have not been listening.
I come here for a climate demonstration, not a political view.
Calm down. Oh, climate justice on occupied land. No climate justice on occupied land.
Joining me from London is broadcaster and writer Esther Krakue. Esther, what we were seeing just there, to me, it wasn't just Thunberg searching for relevance, I'd suggest, but it's also that thing that you see in the left where you have to have a portfolio of causes. They all have to come together. I'll save your whales if you save my racial handicap or something. I don't know.
Yes, what we're looking at there is a congregation of the mentally unwell, which nowadays every sort of movement devolves into. I cannot believe, I mean, I actually laughed when I saw this, that they were shouting, no climate justice on occupied land, as if for any reason the concern of many Gazans right now is climate justice from the cloud gods of the IDF. I mean, it's just ludicrous. But what you see now, because Greta Thunberg's ideology is so inconsistent and so incoherent, is she now finds different things to attach herself to. So climate justice becomes racial justice, becomes trans justice, and becomes Islamist justice, and all the other justices she can possibly think of, because she's not a very intelligent person to listen to.
But, you know, it's like when you do it like that, I mean, there must be a lot of conservatives, a number of conservatives also worried about global warming, I guess, and a number of people that don't give two hoots about global warming that are concerned about Palestinians. But this way, it makes you have to tick off every box to belong. It becomes tribal rather than the issue.
Absolutely. And this is the issue here. Unfortunately for Greta Thunberg, this strategy is not only going to work, it's going to work a lot less well, because she's now 20. She's no longer the sort of adorable teenager that was being trotted around at UN conventions. She's a grown woman who should probably start looking for a job.
Esther, breaking news. Suella Braverman, the Home Secretary, has been sacked. Tell us about that, because there was she's had a lot of criticism for criticising these pro-Palestinian demonstrations as hate rallies, for instance.
Yeah, so what we're hearing so far is that there's an imminent cabinet reshuffle, and in that, Suella Braverman will no longer continue in her role as the Home Secretary. I suspect she probably will still be in the cabinet to appease whatever Conservatives are left in the party, although I doubt that. What you're seeing now is Rishi Sunak caving to pressure. At the end of the day, Suella Braverman was largely right. You know, a lot of people during these Palestinian marches are hateful and anti-Semitic, and she made that point very clearly. She also made the point that the police clearly have double standards. You know, these are the same people that were happy to ban protests in 2011, but they didn't feel the need to ban this particular protest, even though there was evidence that was going to be incendiary, like it was on Armistice Day, which is extremely unfortunate and extremely disrespectful to the people who lost their lives in service of this country.
Well, what I find amazing, she's been sacked for saying they're hate rallies, and sacked also for saying, you know, that that the British police are being too gentle on the protesters. In fact, let me just show you exactly the confirmation. Huge protests against Israel again last weekend, including green smoke bombs being let off outside a synagogue, a Jewish home vandalised, and some protesters even yelling, "Death to all the Jews." And then you got British police being attacked with fireworks shot at them and chants of "F the police," etc., etc. I mean, seriously, isn't this just proof of what she said?
She's absolutely right. And the issue here is the public no longer has trust in the police, because this is the same police force that had a constable bending the knee at a BLM riot, that were happy to ban certain protests, but really easy on people literally shouting hateful things on the streets of our capital. So she was absolutely right in that respect. I suspect this is going to come back very badly on Rishi Sunak, and it's more than solidified the fact that the Conservatives are going to lose the next general election in a massive, massive way.
And she was a leadership candidate in the last runoff too, so she's probably polishing her CV for the next go.
Absolutely. I can see that happening.
Well, let's see. Esther, maybe you should polish your own up in a second. I know the cries for Esther for PM are growing louder and louder. Thank you so much indeed for your time. Really appreciate it.